Oh no. We're on the side of the road.
I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
This is usually fairly frightening.
I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Oh, both of these cars are just so pretty. I love these cars so much. I love these wheels. They literally work on any color. I had them on a black car, I've had them on a white car, a purple car, and now a red car, and it always looks good. These wheels can never screw up. Damn, looks so nice. I've had some fitment issues. It was a little bit too close to the fenders, so I'm raising each side. Right now I'm lifting this one up about 1/2 inch, and I'm gonna try that. No freaking way. I was just looking through my car for some USB stuff for tuning, and I found the bag that I put in my car after I did my rip at Hoonigan, and I just grabbed a handful of rubber on the ground, and this is it. There's my ball of freaking rubber. Huh. Before I get too far ahead, I'm gonna blow this thing out. Like, it's full of like garbage and dust and nasty stuff that's been in here for years, since 2011. Okay, it's tune time. I'm gonna start setting up my computer, my battery. I have a battery in the passenger seat to charge my computer because I don't have a 12-volt inverter. So I'm gonna have to hardwire it in for now, so I'll be able to tune. Just grab my computer now and we'll get started. Sweet, I got my battery hooked up to my inverter, and my inverter hooked up to my computer, and my computer hooked up to my ECU in the car. I have logged in to my computer. I opened my Tuner Studio, MEGASQUIRT. Okay, first things first, you want to calibrate your TPS. So you go to Tools, Calibrate TPS. Get current of your closed throttle, which is that right now. I don't have my foot on the gas. So you have to do this when your foot is not on the gas. Get current, then floor it, then get current again. So now I'm flooring it, and now I'm not. So I am very, very close to perfect. It's -1 when I am not on the throttle, but that's completely fine with me. Okay, I am going to go ahead and start it, see what happens. If you need to give it a little throttle to hold on RPM, do so. You want to let her warm up fully before you change too much, unless you're having troubles with it holding an idle. Just let it warm up, get it to 180 degrees, and then tune from there. Next, you're going to want to go into your basic setup. Engine constants, required fuel. Then you have to put in all of your specs about your injector. So if there's 370cc injectors, you put 370 right there, then click cc, displacement, number of cylinders, all that good stuff. And now I look at it, my coolant temp is way off because I'm up to temp now. So I need to fix that because it's not seeing the signal from my wiring harness, so I'm gonna have to wire that. My car has a thermostat for 180, so I do think that is accurate, so I'm gonna move on. I just fixed the wiring. And now I'm making sure that my wideband is working correctly. 16.3, 16 plus, so yeah, that's working. Remember how we wired a wire from the wideband to the ECU? That is what it is doing. It's giving a signal to the computer for the wideband signal. So now I can see my air fuel ratio up here for my data logging. As you can see, the engine is running lean. A lot of people, some people are gonna think, oh, like he's running stupid lean, he's gonna blow his engine up. I'm idling. Idling won't really hurt much. So right now, since I'm running lean, I'm gonna add fuel. I'm gonna teach you how to do that. See that blue little circle? If the RPMs go up and the load goes up, it will go up as well. Like I'm revving the engine up right now and it just went up. So if I want to bring up my idle, I'm running in these 4 cells right now. I can highlight them all just like highlighting anything and then go up to a percentage. Never just increase. You always want to add a percentage. So I'm multiplying, and it says here, multiply selected cells 1.2 will raise by 20%. I'm gonna raise it by 10%, so I'm gonna go 1.1, enter. Then it'll raise. And as you can see, my air fuel just dropped, which is meaning it's running richer. And it's matching up here, 15, 15. I liked what happened there, so I am going to add a little bit more. I'm gonna go back up here, if I can find my mouse, and then add another 10%, which is 1.1. Again, so I just added 10%, and now look at the air fuels. That's exactly where I want to be. I want to be at 14.7 at idle, and I'm very close. That is good start, that's for sure. Just for fun, since that really liked the 20% increase in fuel, I'm gonna highlight the entire fuel map and multiply it by 20%, which is 1.2, and I'm gonna hit OK, and then I'm gonna see how it runs. Okay, right now she's running a little bit heavy, so she's running a little rich. So I'm gonna reverse that, which is right here. I just reversed it. So now it's slowly going leaner. 14, 14.1. Okay, my car is running pretty good now. I'm at 14.1, a little bit rich, but that is more than okay. So for beginners, I wouldn't be doing this, but you can go to Tune Live, and this will semi auto tune for you. So if you just click that and everything's hooked up right, like your wideband's connected to your computer and your temp sensor's connected to your computer and all that, you should be good. And you just sit there and your tuning studio will help you find the proper tune. See how it just dropped a number there and there? It's helping me get that proper air fuel ratio. So it's chasing this number. So this is the number it's running. And in this chart, which is in basic setup also, you go down to your air fuel table. And this is what your guide is. Say you want to run 15 at idle. That's what mine's set up right now. Say you wanted to run 12.0 in boost, that's what it would be running right now. Right now it's off because I haven't touched anything, but it's very close. We're gonna adjust that right now. I'm gonna move all this stuff. So that was 15% and that was 12.2, and I wanna make it richer, so minusing the number. So I am going to minus the number by 10%. So I put in 0.9. This is going to be a good starting point. So now what I'm saying to the computer is I want to run 13.5 at idle, and I want to run 11.0 at wide open throttle. So right now this is going to be a rich tune, slightly rich, but that's okay because I want it to run properly and I don't want to melt any pistons. When you go lean, that's when you're melting stuff. You get things really, really hot. So think of it this way: the more fuel, the cooler you'll run. The less fuel, the hotter you'll run. You can also go into advanced settings in your Tune Analyze Live, which is your auto tune, and you can adjust how much the computer changes while you have this active. So you can do normal, easy, very hard. So if your tune's way off, put it at very easy, so it'll adjust more in less time. And if your tune's very close, you click very hard so it adjusts less, just in case there was a little blip or something. So it adjusts less, so your tune stays close to what it was, but it just fine tunes it. And don't get too carried away with this auto tune stuff. This is not a tune. This is getting there, and then you got it tuned. So this is just getting the thing running so you can drive it, and then you can tune from there, and I'll teach you that as well. So since my idle is pretty bang on, I'm running 14s, which is exactly what I want. I am going to just press the throttle lightly and let it go into different cells so the auto tune can learn. So I'm just gonna go up a little bit in the throttle, and you can see it already adjusting. So right now I'm running 17, which is pretty lean, and it's slowly adding fuel. So as we can see, the tune is very, well, not very lean. It's lean across the board, because when we revved it up a bit, the next cells were lean. And if we continue reading along the chart, right now that number is higher than this number, and it's always supposed to be increments left to right. So that's telling me it's going to be lean again, and then lean again, you know what I mean? So I'm going to highlight all this stuff because I know it's going to be lean, and give it 20%, and that will make it run more rich, so it's a lot closer to where it's going to be, and then the auto tune can take it from there. So I'm going to go 1.2, which is 20%, enter. And I'm going to burn it. So since we've got a decent start, I've changed my cell change to easy, not the easiest, but easy. And I'm just gonna do a little bit of a drive in my parking lot so it can adjust and get the tune closer. So I'm ready to drive now. Okay, I'm gonna start driving. All right, we've got our auto tune on. It's set to easy, and we are gonna go for a little drive. I've got to watch my wideband that I'm not beating the shit out of it going really lean to like 16.5, that kind of thing. So we're gonna back her out and just cruise around in my parking lot and just keep an eye on things and let the computer do its thing. Brakes work. So yeah, guys, I'm just doing laps, and then after a while it's gonna be pretty good. And what you're gonna do is turn it off, take a look at it, then drive and see if you want to change anything else, or put the auto tune in a different mode to not switch as easy, and then go from there. I'm gonna see if I'm rubbing. I might have to raise the front a bit more. Okay, we're gonna go around the block and see how that goes. First time on the road since 2011. Brakes are really, really loud. Holy shit. Didn't sound good. My rear passenger side wheel bearing locked up solid. It won't move. So like I almost have to stall the car to move it. So that's not good. Goes to show that's, I guess, what happens when the car sits for so long. So I need a wheel bearing and I'm kind of just stuck right here. The wheel won't move. So the maiden voyage on the MX-3 didn't last long. Something locked up in the back passenger side and it's raining. So I'm gonna have to take this thing off in the rain. Right now it's just sitting there. So I gotta do that now. You have no idea what it's like right now. So I took it for a drive around the block and I had issues with a wheel from coming back from California. I didn't tighten down one of the lugs, or 4 of the lugs on one of the wheels. So they were hand tight on the trailer the whole way home. So every bump, the lugs were going like this, destroying the inside of my wheel right here. They're all oblonged and stuff. So I forgot about that happening and I threw them on this car. Barely got around the block. The wheel was coming right off. I just got back to my shop and then I thought my wheel bearing locked solid. So I kept going and I was like, whatever was happening back there was not sounding good. Literally what was going on was my wheel was rubbing on my strut. Not good. So it wrecked the inside of my wheel that I am like super attached to. Don't worry, I can get it fixed. But all 4 of the lug holes are destroyed. It can't be ran. It didn't even make it around the block, torqued. So the holes are obviously oblong from the drive back from California. That's freaking 4K bopping around like this, right? We didn't know until we got back and there was only 2 lugs holding the wheel on with the car on the trailer. Anyways, that was scary, but nothing happened. The car was strapped down good and everything, but worst thing that could have happened is the car would have fell onto the trailer. It wouldn't have fallen off the trailer or anything, and the wheel would have stayed too because the wheels had straps on it as well. That's why you strap in multiple spots. Anyways, the wheel is like screwed right up. Now I don't have windshield wipers yet and my headlights don't work. So right now I need to figure out some headlights. So I've been looking around in my shop and I found some ballasts. So I've been testing them, and some are garbage, some are good. So I have one good one, so I'm gonna try and get another good one, and then hopefully we're good for lights. Okay, all my lights work. Headlights, fog lights, daytimes, blinkers, all of them work. Front and back, all of them. Interior lights, all of them, whatever. Interiors doesn't matter. It's raining right now. I don't have wipers. The wiper arms were not on the car. I just installed them and I can't find a second bolt. So I'm gonna have to go drive to the store like this. I just put Rain-X all over my windshield, so hopefully that'll help. And having lights, because before I didn't, so this will be a little safer, but still sketchy. Okay, here we go. I don't have wipers. It's raining. Let's go to Canadian Tire and get some wipers. That was a sick rip. My camera died on the way home, but I went to Canadian Tire and I need wipers and spark plugs. And the guy at the desk was like, why do you need plugs and wipers? I'm like, oh, it's the first drive on my car. What is it? Oh, it's a 94 MX-3. And he's like, oh, MX-3, I've never really seen one of those before. We went and started looking, all that. And he's like, why are you going with these type? I'm like, oh, it's because I turboed it and I'm having breaking up issues. As soon as it gets into boost, it breaks out. Anyways, he was like, are you the guy with the Suicide MX-3? He's like, no way. I'm like, yeah, that's me. So then he gets his buddy from from the desk too, and he's like, hey man, did you watch that Hoonigan video? And he's like, what do you mean, which one? The one with the twin engine MX-3? He's like, yeah, you mean the Suicide MX-3? And then he's like, that's him. And they were both like, it was pretty funny. I'm gonna do the plugs and hopefully that helps. I'm gonna gap my plugs to about 0.30 to start out. I remember in my twin engine MX-3, I had to bring them down to 0.22 to get it to not break up. So I'm gonna start with 0.3 because streetcar life, you need a bigger gap for getting fuel economy. So I'm gonna have the biggest gap I possibly can without breaking up. If I have to tighten the gap later, that's not a problem. Just pull them out, tighten the gap. It's like a little cone on the end. These are like trash. I would never run these, but I guess I did for a while. Okay, let's see if it's gonna break up. Oh, it wanted to go there. Oh, there we go. Woohoo! Oh yeah, we were making boost there. Oh yeah, she's happy. She's a happy girl. This is a road I've never driven down. They just redid it. Let's see how it is. Holy moly! Oh yeah, she rips. Oh yeah. Woo! That was 4 pounds of boost. And she was ripping. Yes! That is rad. And it doesn't lag. I thought it was gonna have a lot of turbo lag, but it doesn't. It just gets up and goes. I'm so happy with that. Frick. It literally just spools and pieces out. I thought it would be just waiting for hours for the lag to go away, but no, that just gets up and goes. Wow, amazing. It was just spinning. This thing's a monster. It's quiet in here. Like, I can talk no problem, like just like normally, not like, yo, you know what I mean? Screw that. I'm not in to do that every day. So this is for daily use, daily hoonage. I'm gonna check out my rev limiter because I revved it out to like 8K there, and I don't want to do that too many times. This thing pulls really good. I'm freaking happy. I'm at 5 pounds and it's just hauling ass. So like honestly, it might just stay here, but probably not. She's making boost, guys. Not breaking up. I gapped it to 0.29. I went a little bit under 30, so 0.29 gap. And it's not breaking up. It's running very, very crisp. Hell yeah. And it doesn't have big blow-off noises, which I find weird. Maybe because the turbo's basically outside of the car, and I don't have a blow-off valve, so when I'm letting off, all the pressure's going out of the compressor housing. So maybe that's why I can't hear it, which honestly isn't the worst thing in the world. It's boring, holy crap. And I haven't added any timing yet, guys. Like, this thing's gonna rip. Doesn't sound like a lot, a 2 liter with 5 pounds, but it moves. Like, and you're talking to the guy with 900 horse with twin engine, so. Oh yeah, this thing's awesome. Okay, I'm gonna go back into basic setup, and go to rev limiter, and I'm gonna see what kind of rev limit I have. Right now, I have it set for 7,500. I guess I didn't see 8. I guess I might have just kissed the rev limiter there. But I think I'm revving it a little too high. I'm gonna bring it down to 6,900. Because I really don't want to blow this thing up. So to wrap this video up, basically, once you plug your plug and play ECU in, it will fire. And once you got it running, you got to make sure that you're not going to run lean. You got to make sure that your air fuel is talking to your computer. You got to make sure your temp sensor's set up. After that, guys, like, it's not rocket science. You just have to take baby steps. I'm experienced with this. I showed you how a beginner would do it. That's what I showed you today. Other than that, I wouldn't have used auto-tune whatsoever. I would have just used data logging. In the video, I didn't use data logging at all. Eventually, in the near future, I will make a video of data logging and how to read it and how to change your air fuel ratios and all that stuff, and watch for knock. So that's it for today. Have a good one. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
This is usually fairly frightening.
So